In Unit 1 of Section Section 2 here, we're going to look at functions, domain, range, functional notation. So some of this will be review for you from, if you can remember, from Algebra 1. So if we look at, well, first one we're going to do is we're going to look at number 2 right here. And let's define domain and range, which you did talk about in Intermediate Algebra 1. Domain is what x can be. So you kind of want to remember domain means x. Range means y, what y can be when you graph something or what the y values are. So we're going to look at number 2. Now, in numbers 1, 2, and 3, they are ordered pairs in what we call a relation. A relation is a set of ordered pairs. So when you graph them, you don't connect the points if it's just a relation. If you get an equation or function, then you are connecting them. And so that's the key thing to keep in mind. So if we look at what's the domain for number 2, so domain is going to be the set of all x's. So if you look at it, x is the first coordinate, okay? Those are our x values. Now if we ever have any repeats, we don't list them in there twice. You should put them inside set braces. We should go smallest to biggest. You don't have to do that, but if you look at the smallest one there is 0, then 4, then 5, and then 7. So it's going to be just a set of numbers, the x values. And again, if you have any repeats, you don't put them in there more than once. So if I said, what's the range for this relation? Put them inside set braces. Now we're looking at the y values. If I look at the y values, I'm looking at 2, -2, 3, -2. If you notice, -2 is in there twice. When we put it in here, we only put it in there once. So -2, 2, and 3. And then there's the set brace. Okay. So now let's go down to number 10 for our next problem. If we look at number 10, for these problems, you're supposed to determine if the graph is a function, right? Yes or no. Basically, what you want to do is you want to use the vertical line test if you're given any type of graph. And if you're given mapping, like you are in numbers 11 and 12, okay, the vertical line test says it is not a function if you can draw any vertical line and it crosses more than one point on the graph or on the scatter plot or whatever. So if you think about number 10, if we draw a vertical line right here, you can see we go through the graph in a few points there. This would not be a function. Okay? So when you get to numbers 11 and 12, so if I kind of scroll over to them, when you're given mapping, we call that, you have to kind of think about if you plotted the points, 2 goes to 21 and 25, it really means you have the points, the coordinates 221 and 225, and then 8 goes to 30, 8, 30. So if you imagine plotting those points, if you have points directly above or below each other, it's not a function. Okay, so keep that in mind as you're looking at 11 and 12, which are dealing with mapping.